I set myself out the challenge to build the smallest, most compact drum kit I could, while still using kick, snare, two toms, hats, crash, and ride. Here's how it went. So a couple years ago now, I was doing a bunch of gigs that were predominantly low volume, background music gigs, in tight spaces, usually in duo or trio format. And I found not only were these gigs difficult to load into, i.e. stairs or parking far away from the venue, I also found often there wasn't much space, so I'd have to leave a floor tom or a third cymbal in their bags and I wouldn't be able to use them on the gig. So I thought I need a better solution, a more compact setup. So I hit up a local drum maker here in Australia, Sean from Conundrum, shout out to Sean, and I asked him to make me a mini kick drum and a piccolo snare drum. The dimensions for the kick drum are 14 by 7, and for the snare drum, 14 by 4. The best thing about this is, both these drums fit in a 14-inch floor tom bag. And for the kick drum legs, I just used the Pearl Jungle Gig adapter, and this also fits inside the 14-inch floor tom bag. The lovely thing about the kick drum is I got adjustable mufflers installed on the front and the back head. So this means I have a lot of control over the sound. If you want a dry, more punchy tone, or if you want a warmer kind of jazz tone, you have a lot of freedom and flexibility here to adjust the tone to whatever setting you need. For the snare drum, I got the DW Mag snare throw-off installed, which essentially means you can have 3 different tension settings for the snare drum with just the flick of a switch. So if you play a song with a looser snare sound, and then the next one you want a dry, funkier tone, you can do that with just the flick of a switch. Next we have the toms. So I wanted toms that had a good sound, but I wanted something small and portable that you could clip onto the cymbal stands. So this saves having floor tom legs or a tom mount, which also wasn't even an option because of the kick drum. So I chose the Pearl Tamborim for the high tom. It has a short, punchy sound, I really like it, and it clips onto the crash cymbal. And for the floor, I used a Pearl 10-inch snare drum, removed the wires from the bottom, chucked a Remo fiber skin on the top to give it that warmer tom sound, and it just clips onto the ride cymbal stand. For the hardware, I'm using the Yamaha Crosstown series. These things are incredibly light, 1 or 2 kilos per stand, and I've played a lot of outdoor gigs with them and I've never had any troubles, so I'd highly recommend them. So now moving on to the cymbals, I'm very excited. I actually haven't opened all of them yet. I just did a custom order from Bosphorus, so shout out to Burkant and the team at Bosphorus, as well as Matt from Pro Music Australia for making this order possible. So for the ride cymbal, we have a 14-inch Jazz Masters. So I actually have the 23-inch Jazz Masters, and I absolutely love that ride cymbal. So I asked the Bosphorus team to make me a 14-inch Jazz ride cymbal. So let's take a look and see how it sounds. I cannot tell you how excited I am for this. Smallest ride cymbal ever. So, got this bag. Yeah. Hat. Love that. This is it. Alrighty. This is it. Wow. Check that out. Wow. It's quite heavy. And as you can see, it's not rigid at all. To give you a comparison, so this is my 23-inch 14-inch Jazz ride. So yeah, lovely sound, obviously very high in pitch because of the small size of the cymbal. However, I love how many colors and frequencies come. So when you play a note, there's a lot of color to the cymbal. So Next, for the crash cymbal, we have a hybrid cymbal. So this is another 14-inch cymbal, and I believe it was a Masters series crossed with a Turk series bell. So I played this actually at the Bosphorus Cymbal Factory in Turkey. Absolutely loved it. It's quite a flexible cymbal, and it just has such a unique sound. It's kind of halfway between a splash, crash, and maybe a ride cymbal. Let's have a listen. So the reason I wanted all the cymbals to be 14 inches or less was because you can actually put these inside a snare drum bag. So if you have a rehearsal where you just need to bring snare and cymbals, you can literally just chuck them in your snare bag with the snare and just take that in a stick bag and you're good to go. And lastly, we have the hi-hats. So I've just got a 13-inch pair of traditional series Bosphorus hi-hats. I really love the sound, super bright, clean, and these sound great for jazz gigs. So as a bonus, I ordered the tiniest cymbal that I own now, which is a 4-inch Gold Series high bell. So essentially these are kind of just like, imagine if you cut out a ride cymbal bell, that's the whole cymbal. So this sounds great by itself, but you can also throw it on surfaces and you get this really nice, short, sharp sound, and it's really great for busier grooves or rhythms. Wow, look at that. It fits in the palm of your hand. You could take this anywhere, chuck it in a cymbal bag. Let's have a listen to it, shall we? That's so cool. So you can also chuck it on a surface like a tom or something like this. It also just fits in any bag, so you can throw it in your snare bag or even in your stick bag, and you can have it on any gig for another color or a change of sound, and it's just really fun to play. And there you have it, the full compact mini drum kit setup. Let's have a listen how it sounds all together. Overall, I'm very, very happy how this turned out. You can load in the whole thing with just the kick and snare bag. You can put both the toms in a 10-inch bag. The cymbals can either go in the snare drum bag or, you can have a cymbal bag and the hardware bag. So you got 3, maybe 4 bag load in, but you can do it all in one go. Now, of course, if I'm playing larger shows, at festivals or in big venues, this kit doesn't quite have the punch to cut it. However, if you mark up the kick drum, it sounds pretty good. But, playing a festival gig, it's not going to have the same punch as, say, a 22-inch kick drum. However, for rehearsals, small gigs, low volume gigs, background gigs, coffee shops, this thing is perfect. And you can even do a condensed setup. You can just do kick, snare, and a couple of cymbals and the hardware bag to make your day nice and easy, but you still get a nice sound on the drum kit. So there you have it. I wonder if you've seen a smaller drum kit. Chuck it in the comments, and I would love to see it, and it'd be great to share it with the community. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe, as that helps out the channel. I really, really appreciate you watching. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.